a banger? Hell yeah.
Classes in session, this is the show where knowledge is profit, just so you know. Army Piper, OC guy, and Trade Fly, bringing crypto news to the whole alumni. It's the word on the market, the one-stop shop for the info you need every time that it drops. The go-to show that you need right now. This is Piper Academy, it's all going down, let's go.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Piper Academy, guys. I am happy to be here. We got a great show lined up for you today. PPI data came out this morning. We got updated job numbers, plus MicroStrategy's making a move to pick up, yes, more Bitcoin. Guys, we're going to be looking at that. Plus, Toncoin might be set for a breakout, 40% projected move according to some analysts. We're going to be looking at that and a whole lot more today on Piper Academy. Let's get it. Classes in session. To Village. So let's bring up Trade Fly and OC guy. What's up, fellas?
What's going on, man? How you doing?
Looks like I was just muted on that last scene, I guess.
Yeah, you were for a second. I think you're better.
I fixed that. There we go. See, I told you guys, I had it all set up. Guys, welcome to Piper Academy. Let me rephrase all this again. Welcome to Piper Academy. This is the show that we bring you every Monday through Friday, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, bringing you guys macroeconomic data news, breaking down everything that you need to know to have knowledge, because knowledge is profit. So, yeah, so that one scene was muted because ZTS was sitting here and I was calling in. So he had his house audio muted so that he wasn't talking during the intro, but we fixed it. It's all good now.
BTS rhythm.
Yeah, 21 days I was going on vacation, and might have been a little too long. I may have forgotten how to do everything that I do here in the studio side. So we're gonna have to get on that. I also need to do some shaving. I need to shave my head. I need to shave my face. It's good to be home, but man, 3 weeks was just too long.
Well, we're glad to have you back, man. It makes my life way more better. But hey, let's get some shout outs in the chat here. We got David Brumbelow, Ninja Glock, BC Port Corp, Mr. J, username Trade Intuition, Alexander G, Best Mod in the House, Tesla Pilot, Biofields, Spee, the Dusty Hunt, and C90 for the win, Harp, Aaron. Who else do we got here? Running down Mike Play, Eric Wallen, and I think I hit everyone. Crux of Crypto. So that is the list. Everybody, thank you for tuning in today. We really, really appreciate it. It's Friday. Let's get this going. Let's get into some news and TA, and let's get ready for the weekend, man. I'm ready. Let's do it.
Tomorrow's Friday. Tomorrow's Friday.
Funny thing is, in my world, it is Friday for me. So
yes, but we have Alex O Crypto. Alex O Crypto's coming on tomorrow, and we have a giveaway of $100 in Ondo tomorrow. So Crux, I need my list tonight, please, sir. Get all those members list together, because we just got a bunch of new members yesterday too. OC, how you doing, man?
Yeah, we did.
I'm doing fantastic. I was just like, hey, what are we, Friday? Man, I think I was like 1 day behind it. I really got scared.
No, it's Trade Flies. Yeah. It's Trade Flies Friday.
It's my weekend. I'm off Thursday, Fridays. Nice. So I get a 4-day weekend, and then next weekend I'll only have Thursday, Friday off. So 2 hours of sleep, bro. That's how it works for me. I ain't all together sometimes, but that's all right. We gonna roll with it.
We are. Let's go ahead. I got to jump into the news because we're going to break down some news. And I don't know if you guys follow me on X. If you guys don't follow me on X, I posted some stuff yesterday that we're going to be talking about today. So right there is everybody's X from this team, so that you can follow all of us here on Piper Academy on X. So don't miss out on the stuff that we're dropping over there. Let's go ahead and jump over to the news, though, guys. Today, the news, guys, brought to you by Decrypted.tax, your trusted tax official. Shout out to Ernest Lee. Check out the link below, guys, if you guys have any questions about, hey, I know tax season's done, but I am prepping for next season. Will this trigger a taxable event? What should I do with this? The guy does some free counseling one-on-one with you to give you a consultation and tell you where you should be at. And then if you guys want to use them for your taxes, I strongly recommend it. Get 25% off. Check the link. Let's jump over into the news. That is not the news. That is the video we're playing right now. Let's jump over here, guys. Fear and Greed Index sitting at 70 right now. On that, yesterday we were at like 72, I believe. So we've dropped a couple of points there. Still sitting in greed, though, so be aware. Jumping over into the economic data, guys. This is what came out this morning, 6:30 a.m. my time. That would be 8:30 a.m. on the East Coast. Yeah, it's hey, I don't have my I'm not talking through my AirPod, man. Check it out, guys. PPI month over month, it was projected. It was previously at 0.5%. They projected that it was going to be up 0.1%, forecasted to be up 0.2%. That came in at negative 0.2%, guys. So if you guys don't know what PPI is, it's the producer price index. So this is the cost of goods for factories to produce goods. So, goods require subgoods, and those subgoods make a good that they then sell. The prices were down. They went down 0.2% month over month in May, compared with market expectations of being up. So it was actually down 0.3% from what it was before. Prices for goods fell 0.8%, the most since October of 2023. Nearly 60% of the May decrease in the index for final demand goods can be traced to 7.1% decline in price for gasoline. Gas prices are dropping. The indexes for diesel fuel, chicken eggs, electric power, jet fuel, and basic organic chemicals also fell. Prices for final demand services were unchanged after increasing 0.6% previously in the month. So let's go down and check out the core PPI here, month over month. Was actually expected to be up 0.3%, forecasted 0.3%, came in at 0. So we got a 0 on that. And then even on our job numbers, guys, our job numbers came in bad, which is good for markets. We talk about this all the time. Initial jobless claims, we were at 229,000 last week. They said it was going to be down 225, 228, which would have been good for labor, bad for the markets. We actually came in at 242,000 jobs for filings for unemployment in the last week. So that is what we're looking at there on that PPI. Let's jump over, check out the crypto bubbles. On the hourly, you guys can see we are starting to get green on the hourly off of this data. But on the daily, we are still sitting on the red. We still got a long way to go. AKT down 10.4%, Floki down 10.3%, Bonk 11.5%. Really, the ones getting hit hard besides Dog is the meme coins. But Ton up 4.8%. We're going to be taking a look at an article here in just a moment, guys. Let's see what has actually moved here on the market cap. We're sitting at $68,205 on Bitcoin right now. Ethereum is sitting just over $3,500. What else we got? Hey, look, Tether's still pegged to $1. That's good. What else we got here? BNB up about 0.6%, but you guys can see, look right here on this daily, still a lot of red except for Toncoin, which is why it's on the thumbnail today. And then an article, we're going to be looking at that. But DAI moving up 2 spots here, Pepe dropping 1. Any other big movers on the market cap spots? OKB jumping up 5 spots. Yeah, Arweave's up 4. Not bad. Not bad. Guys, I think we're just in the sideways range, and that's what's going to be happening. If you look here at the liquidations, past 24 hours, 61,316 traders were liquidated. Total liquidations coming in at $199.4 million. Single largest liquidation happened there on Bitcoin for $9.62 million. And then I got to talk about this. Let's go back to TriCam, and then we're going to bring this article up. Guys, do you guys remember back, I don't know, 2000, 2021 time period there. I believe we had 2020 is actually when the vote occurred, but we had this whole presidential thing and there's voting going on that people thought were this is wrong or this isn't calculating right or I don't know. Do you guys remember this? It's a little vague in my memory, but maybe if you guys remember it. There was a company.
That time that was it minute who which state? One state actually had as many votes as they had registered voters according to the census. They had
Yeah, it was
100% turnout.
shocking. Well, there's a
Yeah.
company. There's a company that does all that does most of those voting machines. You may have heard of them. It's called Dominion Voting Machines. Had a big lawsuit with Fox News Channel because they were talking about them, and they had to pay like $118 million in slander and libel fines. So yeah, that company. You guys remember that company? Let me know in the chat. Do you guys remember that company? OC Tradefly. You heard of that company? Yeah, check out this article, guys. This one is quite interesting. Let me expand this over here so it fills the whole screen. And we're going to go take a look at this little article that I posted a little hint of it yesterday on X. Voting machine contract under scrutiny following discrepancies in Puerto Rico's primaries. Let's go see what they're saying here and see who they're talking about. What company could it be? Puerto Rico's election commission said Tuesday that it's reviewing its contract with a U.S. electronic voting company after hundreds of discrepancies were discovered following the island's heated primaries. The problem stemmed from a software issue that caused machines supplied by Dominion voting systems to incorrectly calculate vote totals, said Jessica Padilla Rivera, the commission's interim president. While no one is contesting the results primary that correctly identifies the winners, but how does it correctly identify the winners if it's incorrectly calculating votes? I don't know. And some machines reversed certain totals or reported 0 votes for some candidates. The concern is that we obviously have elections in November and we must provide the island not only with assurance that a machine produces a correct result, but also that the result it produces is the same one that is reported. More than 6,000 Dominion voting machines were used in the primaries, with the company stating that software issues stemmed from the digital file used to export results from the machine. The contract between Dominions and the Election Commission ends on June 30th. So there you go, guys. Let's come over here and let's talk this out, because I'm not one to buy into conspiracy theories. I don't. I try to use as much critical thinking and identify bias as possible when I decide what I'm going to listen to and what I'm not going to listen to. But when you have somebody like Puerto Rico that's reporting massive calculation issues with Dominion's machines, I think that it adds a little bit of validity to what people were saying in the election in 2020 with, I don't know, calculating and tabulating issues with the machines. Love to hear your thoughts on this, Tradefly. Let's hear yours first. And OC, I'm very interested to hear your take on this. And do you guys use Dominion machines down in Mexico? So we'll talk about that in a second. Tradefly, what you got for me, man?
Yeah, man. So when all of that kind of kicked off, I like to do my own research a little bit. I went in and I looked at the census numbers, and I was like, all right, how many registered voters are there? And then I was like, how many votes were there? And I want to say it was Minnesota, but don't hold me to that because it's it's 4 years ago at this point. But I was like, I just want to look at the census, and they actually had more votes than they had registered voters for that previous census. Now, obviously, states grow, but I don't know that they grow at that number because I wouldn't even expect, a 96 to 97% turnout. That's pretty much unheard of as is. So yeah, I'm not surprised at all, and it's not shocking, but at the same time, it is, because I don't think that you could have any more basic of a code than just counting like ones and zeros to be like, all right, voted for this candidate, voted for this candidate, voted for this candidate, voted for that candidate. Like, it can't get any more simple. So, yeah, man, it's unfortunate. But I think voter fraud has been part of the game since the beginning in the United States. So, nothing new here, but at the same time, like, it's unfortunate, right? Because, you always have to have that doubt in the back of your head, whether the right person is sitting in the office or not. But you know, here nor there. I don't want to get political. It blows my mind sometimes that the best we came up with was Biden and Trump, anyways. But you know, well, that's another conversation.
Yeah, I don't want to get political with it. I don't want to
Yeah.
polarize with it, but I look at facts, I look at data, and I look at systems, and I look at methodologies. And the methodology and the systems that are being used may not be producing accurate data in order to be have true data. So that's all I'm saying. Like if I have in the intel world of the Army, if I am using a device that is supposed to be picking up, chatter activity on a certain channel, and I'm picking up and going, hey, there's people in this location, there's people in that location, there's people over there, and then I find out that I'm actually not just picking up military comms, I'm picking up civilian comms too. Well, then now I have skewed data in order for me to do actual analysis on. That is what I'm saying. If you have bad equipment, bad software, bad hardware that is calculating your data that you need to have to do true analysis, then you should probably look at where you're sourcing your equipment and fix that. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. OC, do you what service do you guys use down in Mexico? Do you guys use Dominion down there?
Yeah, absolutely. We use minions. We call them Mexicans. And all right, if we're gonna get canceled, let's make it worth it, right? I mean, yeah, I know. So no, we
Oh,
don't
yeah, full
trust
send.
machinery. That's an overall kind of like a feeling across Mexico. We do use voting machines, but out in the foreigns. Like for example, when you're Mexican and you are out of the country, we get voting machines on our embassies all across the globe. And depending how much of Mexican population there is out there, we have one, two, or three voting machines. But the thing is that I think here in Mexico itself, we don't have that kind of like a trust. We don't trust on those machines. And let me be factual here, talking about the era of hacking, right, and technology. As long as you have a machine, someone needs to be behind it. And I mean, configuring, yes, of course, like if you have papers just being crossed over, I mean, that is much easier to get one guy of each party, right, to watch how they're counting votes than a TA or a technical guy to actually know and trust just that single guy, right? That the machines are working properly. So I do still trust the old-fashioned way, voting. And yeah, I do agree with Trefly. I mean, we need to acknowledge, and this is not political. This is all across the globe, that fraud is just part of that willingness to hold the power, right? So we're going to be seeing that one way or another. I'm not saying that everybody does it. I like to think nobody does it, but we need to be honest to ourselves. And there's always going to be that evilish either guy or sentiment behind it that will push somebody to make the wrong thing, even if they're a good guy. So, I
Yeah,
mean,
absolutely.
I
And
think, yeah.
I'm not even saying that there's fraud involved with this. It just may be an issue that they have in their software. The software is not refined, and if you're going to handle something as important as elections, then you should make sure that the software that's doing counting is legitimately counting everything accurately. Even if it's, hey, let's go back to the drawing board on this software and make sure that we have this right before we have the next major primary election, then that's what needs to happen. So shout out to Bobby Yes. He's came in and been attacking the entire time. And hey, I appreciate your engagement, man. You're helping the algorithm. Don't forget to hit that like button and share this with the friends so that they can come and hate me too. But yeah, let's go ahead and jump into, you know me, I don't care, man. I'm here to give people information. I don't care what anyone thinks. Let's go ahead and jump into the Bitcoin chart, guys, and let's see how we're working over there.
Mute it.
Muted?
Mute it. Viper, mute it.
I told you guys he muted everything so that he wasn't talking. We're going to be looking at Bitcoin right now. We're going to be taking a look at Toncoin here in just a moment. Let's go ahead and take a look at what Bitcoin is doing. We are back on the 786, guys. This has been the level that we've been talking about for a long, long time. Going back here to, well, actually, since it was resistance in May 19th, all the way through to the end here, where we are currently getting a bounce on that 786, 67,366. So if we take a look at what we have going on with this, guys, this has been the level that we've been saying to buy for a while. And really what we're doing is we're just ranging. If we take this back and we go over here, let's go to the Eric Wallen chart and we'll take a look at this. We're really just ranging in this whole period here. Bobby S said, I'm not hating. I love you. Dude, I love you too, man. I just was not spreading FUD. Putting out information that there's inaccuracies on machines literally is not FUD. It's putting information out. Hey, you should be aware of this. I'm not saying that everything was rigged and you should react to this in a false manner. I'm saying be aware. Because when you're aware of things, you know things. And if you know things, you can do things based on what you know. There we go. That is what we're looking at here. We're just ranging sideways here overall. So we're not doing anything bad. We're not doing anything horrible. As Piano Matty B, shout out to him. I saw him in the chat, by the way. As we see here this morning, and he was talking about this, that right now, the sentiment is horrible. People are scared. There's not even much hype right now on social media, and he's absolutely right. But if you really take a look at what's happened, there's no reason for people to be excited or scared. We're just ranging in the area between the golden pocket and the platinum pocket. At the end of the day, nothing to worry about there on Bitcoin. Let's go ahead and see what TradeFly has on his heat map, and then we'll get on into some altcoins.
Right on. Over to the liquidation heat map. This is on the 3-day hotspot right here is very clear, up at about 70,500. So once we get over to the chart, we'll take a look at that. But right now it's kind of dark. Like it looks like we have freedom of movement. So, I mean, really, if you're going to say, hey, what liquidity is closest, you're going to actually say downside. Downside movement would actually clear out some of the liquidity down here. It kind of starts at about 66.9, hotter at about 66.8. So there's kind of your two numbers. So what do we have? 70,400 and 66,900, we'll say. Let's go over to the chart right now. And what do we say? 70,000 here. So that would make sense. So you got the value area high, an area of resistance, and then you have liquidity sitting over top of that. That makes a lot of sense. That just means people were smart. They went short at that area. And you can see the two areas right here, not the two areas, but the two hits of resistance. So here and here. So it makes a lot of sense that liquidity sitting above it. But to come down and clear out the liquidity to the downside, that is very much in play because you are looking at an area of support down here. Now, our latest area of support that we hit was at 66,000. We'll call it about 60. We'll just call it 66 even, right? But you got a little bit of a range up to about 66.6. And you know, that's I'd say very much in play right now. So you do have the previous point of control. All right, so this point of control is the previous range, the one we were sitting at out to the left here, right about this one. So you are flirting with that right now, but we're getting some downside movement, which is kind of surprising. We had a nice little push up based on PPI numbers. And then look at this dynamic reactor, as always, acting as either support or resistance. But that is a harsh wick coming off of that. So kind of surprising, I'll be honest with you there. But I would say the trajectory right now is going to push it, you know, towards the liquidity that is on the lower side. So keep an eye on that. Do look for some sort of bounce or support in this area at about 66.6 to about 66K. That's what I would be looking for. You do have this trend line here as well. I mean, it looks like it's trying to hold up. So let's actually extend that out a little bit. I don't think that's going to be a massive factor. That would bring it down to about 66.1. Just go back to the heat map here. Let's see where that puts us at 66. Hold on, what did I say here? Losing my mind. All right, about 66.9. Sorry about that. All right, so 66.9. So I mean, yeah, this is in play for sure. 66.8. I think that's probably what we'll see if I had a bias, I would say that it would try to clear out this liquidity first before it made a move. So those are just a couple numbers that I'm looking at personally. Not going to doctor up the TA too much because I know that OC guy is going to draw some Mexican spaghetti for you guys today on the charts. So I'll let him hit the details. That's what I got.
OC, what you got for us?
Oh, I haven't shared screen. So also, I believe that you got muted once again on this. Let me see.
Yeah,
There we
share
go.
that screen
I'm
with
back
me.
on the screen. There we go.
There he is.
Perfect. So we got
Thanks.
it.
Good
Spaghetti
job, man.
time.
You know me, all at last minute time. All right, so we have yesterday, double kill. I don't have my thing set up here. All right, right here we got my entry from yesterday. We were expecting that bounce to happen. I did not call it right where I wanted to, but nonetheless, it was a pretty good entry for me. Remember that yesterday I also told you guys I was taking some profits all the way up here. In fact, if we go a little bit lower in here, we have the specific, there we go, TP number 1 and TP number 2 as I was taking some profits. What happened there? Remember that I'm going for my first target profit at my very first resistance. For me, early profits, it's key to stay profitable, right? We never know when the market is going to turn around us and then, say you got canceled. Well, then TP1, TP2, and then I was expecting to get all the way up here, and right all the way up here, I was expecting to open a hedge. So as you can see, we did not made it up there. The idea was correct, the plan was correct, what I was seeing was correct, but we did not reach the target. That usually happens, sometimes happens, and we need to deal with it. Right now, we're back below the dynamic reactor. I don't think that it looks as bad because it seems like we're having that goose head. So for me, I think that we're going to be having a secondary push to the upside. And that's going to be decisive. All right. So far, we are back at market dumps. We are low on prime score. We need within the next 16 hours to break above the dynamic reactor to hold positions. If we reject out of the dynamic reactor, most likely we're going to get hit again at 65. Or if we lose 65, well, then we're going to 61, 62K. Be careful because a weekend is coming up. Nonetheless, we have pretty good numbers for the markets on yesterday's CPI data. So I'm a little bit more towards the positive side, right? But still, remember, a prepared trader is a smart trader. Turning it back to you guys.
Awesome. I'm looking at Lunar Beach's comment here. He says, breaking Bitcoin rebounds with 100.8 million in ETF inflows after 2 consecutive days of outflows. So it does look like we do have some money coming back into the ETF. So that's good. Let's go ahead and jump into an article that we have here. And I also had a chat there. Let me check that. Oh, fixed it. Got it. Yeah. Go for it, TradeFly. I see you got a message there for me. Go for it.
Yeah, man. Just want to give a special little shout out to my buddy Cash. It's one of my best friends, little guy. He is watching the show right now. He's in the chat, and I just want to say what's up, man. Want to give a little shout out to the younger audience, man. Make them feel special. So
Absolutely, man.
That's it.
Absolutely. We lost OC there for a second on the camera. I'm not sure what's going on. He just disappeared on us. He said, "I'm out of here.
Now
You
see me?
guys are all over the
Now you
place
don't.
today." No, we're always going to do shout outs for especially for the young people coming in because they are the future of people in crypto. So let's get in there. Let's go check out this article I got. And let's talk about that. This says Toncoin set for 40% breakout. Buy at this price, says crypto analyst. Guys, it's one of the guys I follow a lot, and Ali Martinez. He's always in here talking about the TD sequential indicator. In a technical analysis, crypto analyst Ali Martinez has identified a potential 40% breakout for Toncoin, targeting an ambitious price point of $11. So Martinez's analysis, delivered through detailed chart reviews published on X, provides a robust case for tons and pending price movement. If you take a look here, what he's saying, his first chart showcases ton plotted on a 12-hour time frame, demonstrating a classic ascending triangle pattern. Let's go find that post. Where is it at? Nope, that is not it. Well, it's not in here, but we're going to look for it. We're going to find it. So we're going to do it on our charts. My whole point of doing this is to tell you guys about this article, and then we're going to go look at ton. OC, go ahead and start pulling up ton now, and then I'm going to look at it also, and we're going to figure out, does this 40% call have any validity? And then we're going to look at those price levels and see what we can find on our charts. So ascending triangle is characterized by a flat upper resistance line at approximately $7.54. And a rising lower trend line that sequentially creates higher lows. So the convergence of these lines indicates dwindling supply and increasing demand. So we're looking for that triangle, about $7.54 for the horizontal. And then we're going to have a nice trend line there creating that triangle there. The target price, $11, which implies a 40% increase from a triangle's resistance line, is derived using the measured move method. This method calculates the breakout target by adding the widest point of the triangle to the breakout point. So let's jump over and let's pull up the charts and let's go see what we can find here on here for this $7.54 ton. And then we're going to go see if there's any validity to it. You guys are getting to see how you can take some information coming in. Alex, though, you're a liar. That is fun. That is fun. Uncertainty and doubt galore in that comment. Breaking Piper keeps getting more handsome. That's not true. I am getting older every day, I feel like. All right, let's go look at ton. I got the chart right here, and let's go see if we can find this triangle. $7.54 is where he said that triangle top is at, and then we have this descending line, and he's looking at a 12-hour chart. So here we go. Let's go see what he's got here. It looks like he's got a trend line coming up through here. There you go. And then he's got another trend line coming about $7.54. Of course, I've got a little bit different here. There it is. There it is, guys. There's the triangle he's talking about, ascending triangle. And he's talking about this breakout that we are on right now. Now, if we measure this, because I don't think that he's talking about anything like this here, but he might be. Let's go take a look at what that looks like and see if that would be the widest point. That's probably what he is referring to. Let's come down to here, and then let's go in and change that, get rid of that extension on there. There we go. And then let's go move this up and see what this looks like. Is this the $11 that he's, that's probably what he's referring to right there, guys. That would be close to $11, be about $10.40 on this chart. But there is what we're seeing there. And we got a couple of things that are given indication of validity to this claim. One, we got a bounce on the zero line here for the Oscillator Pro. We've got really good green candles on the Heikinashi, candles for this, and ton does look like it's trying to break out of this line. Let's go pull some fibs on here and see how we're looking with fibs, and that will give it. Well, we're in price discovery, so we're going to have to use something called trend-based fib extensions. Let's go in here and grab these. We're going to go from a low to a high to a low, and that is our trend. Yeah, we're actually above the golden pocket, the phase one golden pocket. We had a good bounce here in that. Let's maybe bring this down and see how that is looking. That actually is looking even better. Guys, that $11 is going to be really close to the phase three golden pocket. So that's what I'm seeing there on those. And then one last thing, let's go in and throw on to see, because he does talk about in this article, and I'm going to go back to it. You guys just give me a second here. $7.72 or $7.42, I think he said, is a retest point. So let's go see what he's saying here. He explains in the 4-hour chart that the performance of the perpetual contract on Binance, the chart employs Fibonacci retracement levels to further refine the support and resistance threshold. The Fibonacci levels drawn from the recent highs and lows reveal crucial support at $7.44. That would be the 23.6, $7.30, the 38.2, and $7.19 for that 50. Ultimately, though, that 786 on the golden pocket, on the platinum pocket, I should say, guys, is at $6.92. So there is what he's seeing. He actually suggests that a dip may occur down to 7.2 before making that bullish leap. Trade OC, let's jump over to your chart and see what you're seeing there on yours, and then we will talk about as a group, ton. It's been moving. It's a very strong project. Are we going to see ton take off and just crush the markets this coming cycle? OC, there's your chart. What do you got for us, man?
Absolutely. So I'm looking at two different possibilities here. This is the issue when not having the full spectrum, where they don't share pinpoints or reversals areas with us, right? We just can't speculate based on what they're saying. So I'm looking at two possibilities. Most of them are very in line where you are talking about, because I mean, all of the lines that I can take. And by the way, look at this area right here. This is the one that kind of like makes the most sense to me, because we're touching one, two, three, four, five side of sorry, five candles right there, or 5 weeks right there. There you go. I can even move it slightly below so we can get extremely close to this one. Although, if we go for the absolutely top candles or most important or top weeks, we can see this green area. Nonetheless, since we are at the end of that ascending triangle, we can see the confluence area is about that zone. So it kind of like doesn't matter where we start looking forward to, we can start seeing those entry zones. Remember, guys, everything are possibilities, and it is not about the lines but about the zones, right? Remember that on trading, nothing is perfect, because at the end of it all, we're charting people's minds, or people's reactions, people's sentiments as they buy and sell. So for that reason, I'm going to throw in my money flow POC, and look at that. Exactly. I'm building up that confluence right down there. Let's also look at that again, the money flow POC. And once again, let me see if I can bring up a little bit of sorry, order blocks. Let me go even to the 4 hours to see if I can reload those indicators and have a little bit much better points of confluence right there. Let's see. There we go. Much better. As you can see, we have some reactions area or reaction areas right all the way up there. And by the way, guys, if you are looking forward to have the same ones that I do, those are my liquidity zones, sensitivity 10, and max zones up to 4. All right. So as you can see, this is not magic. This is Chart Prime basically leading you the way on an automatic analysis. I do think that we're going to be breaking up, and that is because, and let me clean this up, we have this other triangle already breaking through. We have 1, 2, and 3 points with a clean breakout retest. It's looking like we're doing a little bit of a sad goose head. So we could be having a weaker point, and then because it's a sad goose head, then rejecting at the top. But so far, we are pretty bullish. The only thing is worrying me is the market prophecy. So just be careful on that one. And that's what I got based on the triangle that it was described in that article. Everything's kind of like appearing the same way that you're looking at right there, Piper. So turning it back to you.
Awesome. TradeFly, do you bring up anything on that you want to talk about on ton, or do you want to just discuss it here?
Nothing too much. I mean, I kind of see a similar thing in terms of I have a support level that's kind of going up and right. I'd probably move it up a little bit, just building pressure up and right though. So there's a horizontal level of resistance. If you do a fib extension, it is getting rejected off the 618. So a pretty significant area that it's working with right now. I will say the bias typically when you have this upward trending support levels though is actually to the upside. So that and then going back and looking at the dynamic reactor, if you actually look at it on the 4 hour, it's been finding support on the dynamic reactor as it's continued its price movement up and right as well. So
Yeah,
I mean,
perfect bounces on it.
yeah, yeah, it's looking strong, but you're at a critical area, and I talk about these critical areas quite a bit, especially when you have multiple areas or multiple touches in the same price area, which is what we're seeing. And so, you cannot buy here. Like, sorry, it's not financial advice. I know, do your own research, yada yada yada. But like when you're at like the all-time high and you're at a significant area of resistance, be patient, please, for the love of all things that are holy. Be patient, let it break, let it come down, do the OC retest, and then we're looking for upside movement. All right. So, yeah, you might miss out on this little move from here to there. What is that? 3%. All right. That's what you'll miss out on, 3%. So be smart, let it break, let you get the retest, flip what is resistance into support, and that'll be the opportunity there. Personally, not where I'd be super excited for to even enter. I really wouldn't want to enter there. Okay, but if you were going to, if you felt compelled, then that would be what I would look for personally. But I'm going to look for some things, like some kind of retracement, right, at some point. And that's what I would hope for. Swing trader, I like to let it come to me. I would look for somewhere around the 0.5 or the 618. You guys can draw it. Actually, I'll draw it for you just so you have something to work with here. So there you go. From low to high, very simple. So this 0.5 looks to be the stronger area of the two. I would probably look for that area, and that's at about 6.26. That's where I would be a little bit more excited to enter on Tan personally. And again,
Yeah,
we've had this conversation. Go ahead.
Ali calls for a brief dip to $7.20 on his chart. I actually think if we look at here, what I'm seeing here, I'm actually going to go even beyond what Ali is saying and take a look at the dynamic reactor, which is going to be about $6.90. So on a retracement back to where we've had a whole series here where it had some breaks below it, but for the most part, this dynamic reactor has been support. So that's coming in at about $6.92, $6.90 in that ballpark. So that's what I would be looking for.
I can very much see that on the chart as well.
Yep.
I think that's very much in play. It's just not as much of a pullback as I would like. And we kind of talked about it. We've been talking about it quite a bit with these altcoins. Every single time that we think we've missed the run up on a particular project, and Tan, as you can see, has pumped quite a bit. It has pulled back, and I will go back and I will show you it has pulled back actually to that golden pocket over and over again. So don't be surprised if you do see that. And just to give you that number, so you can hold on to it, that's 5.8 to 5.7.
Awesome. Good morning to you, Luna, Moon, Rocket. Let's jump over here to, they were dropping a good morning also. I had to give them a good morning back. Let's talk about Toncoin, because Toncoin has done phenomenal this cycle. And for those that don't know where you can buy it, if you don't know, you can get Toncoin right now on crypto.com. So there is a US exchange that you can get it on without going into the decentralized exchanges. Some people that confuses them a little bit. They're a little bit scared of it. Guys, you can get it on crypto.com. You can go buy Toncoin. Not financial advice, but might be looking pretty poised at about $6.90 to pick up some. And then, of course, if you want to trade it, use a stop loss. So, OC, your thoughts on Toncoin as a project? I know Crux is super bullish on it. He actually thinks that Toncoin this cycle could be the Solana of 2021. So he thinks that it has a lot of potential. So what's your thoughts on Toncoin?
Oh man, you're throwing big names at me right now. I mean, Crux of Crypto saying that it's going to be the next Solana. That's a big name, because this guy, brother, you are a beast when talking about white papers and investigation. I don't know. I'm a little bit even afraid to go against that that opinion. But here's my opinion here. I do believe that it's going to be performing exceptionally well. I do expect some movements that we can throw very fast to my charts. We can see this kind of volatility right here, right? And this is what I do expect on the upcoming movement. But again, I don't think it's gonna be bursting out of control sooner than other important coins will do. So my target will be somewhere around 1049 for this upcoming cycle, or even a little bit higher. But I don't know if I would venture to say that this is going to be the next Solana of the cycle. But again, I mean, Crux of Crypto, man, he's such a nerd on looking at white papers that is a hard stone
Nerd alert!
to play, right? So what was it?
Nerd alert.
Absolutely. So yeah, I mean, that's what I had so far. But yeah, I think it's gonna be doing great. Yep.
I do want to point out that it is one of the only green tokens right now on the daily. So on the weekly, little bit less growth there, but it's still in the top of the greens. Looking at it on the monthly, it's up 7.1. But if we look at it for the year, it's up 397%. Still has not moved as much as some of these other ones like Pendle, Caspa, Arweave. So it still has a lot of upside movement on it, in my opinion. So Bonk 9,213%.
Hey, so on that, I'm glad that you pointed that out. And just like one of my personal little strategies, I like using the crypto bubbles, and I do exactly what Piper just did. When the market is moving in a particular direction, which coins, or at least prominent ones, are moving in the opposite direction, because that can actually help set you up for like a little bit of a scalp trade or an intraday type trade. If Bitcoin comes down to a support level that you're following and it gets a bounce on that support level, you can expect that the coin that you're looking at on that chart a lot of times will have an exponential move in comparison. So just wanted to throw that out there, a little bit of a tidbit. That's one of the things that I was using on Trading Wars, and it worked out quite well for me.
Yes, absolutely. Let's go ahead and check out some altcoins. Tradefly, we're going to kick it over to you, see what altcoins you're watching right now, unless you want me to go to OC first.
No, I got Doge up. I was just kind of looking at that in the background. We gave that a little bit of love here. I think it was this week actually. So I wanted to kind of follow up on it and just see like where are we sitting right now, and not a lot of movement, honestly. I think we've actually pulled back a little bit since we were talking about it earlier this week. We did hit a smart target by Chart Prime. So if you guys, there's a little shill for you. Look at this, man. Just draws it for you. There you go. Gives you the target, gives you the breakout, everything. Does all the hard work for you. This is especially useful if you're looking at a lot of projects. It'll quickly diagnose some things for you and just puts it on the chart, which is nice. Other thing that's prominent here on the chart, though, is the 618, the 0.61 or 0.65, which is the golden pocket, right? So you can see it is finding support in this area. It's a little bit underneath, but I like where the rest of the chart, a lot of times you want to see, like, make sure everything is lining up. But look at this, 0.236, perfect. 0.382, perfect. 0.5, perfect. Golden pocket is the only thing that seems to be a little weird. I think this was due, if this was, matter of fact, was this morning. Yep. And a little bit of yesterday. So there's a lot of volatility based on yesterday, leading into today. A lot of important data that came out. So you can get outside of significant areas sometimes just based on the news, and that's why we cover it. But here nor there. All right, looking at Doge, I think this area is going to hold up, especially if you draw a horizontal line. Let's actually put it about here. Okay, I think that's more realistic. Come back, seeing some other areas of support. But I think this area is going to hold up. And just looking at it on the chart, it looks like it wants to form kind of a reversal here. So it already had elements of kind of flipping the trend, a little bit of a pullback, not that big a deal, especially if it comes down to the golden pocket. If we see this movement, the trajectory go up and right from here, that's okay. I mean, because ultimately you're starting to kind of reverse the trend a little bit. So keep an eye on that. I think there is some potential here for Doge to continue some up and right movement. If you want some numbers here, I mean, the 0.5, look at this. You just support, resistance, like you get that rejection there. So that's a perfect area to look at. So 0.14, we'll call it 8. And then your next level up is going to be the 0.382, and that's at 0.15. We'll call it. And again, look, I mean, these areas are pretty spot on in terms of the way they're playing out. So I mean, you can just draw a fib retracement and you can kind of see your areas as it works its way up. But I mean, it's very likely to push up into these areas. You're probably just going to see little rejections though. So you'll probably be looking for, and again, this is more scalping intraday type stuff, not so much of like where it's going long term. But I mean, if you're looking at this, you can see it's kind of expect some kind of price action off of this, and then if it comes down, goes back up, and then again you have this area. This next area is probably going to act as resistance, right? So you could see it move down and then up. So that's kind of what I would be looking for. The one thing that's really going to kind of come into play is probably this dynamic reactor. So depends. You might see it kind of level out a little bit, and that could be in confluence with the 0.5 here. So keep an eye on that as well. That could be pretty heavy resistance, but once we get on the top side of that dynamic reactor is really where I'm going to expect some price movement. I'm just real quick, I'm going to pull up the dynamic support and resistance zones just to see kind of how that lines up. And that's not really lining up with the fib retracement. A lot of times you'll see that it does, but you can see right here in this area, I'm not going to say a lot of volume, but there's definitely some volume associated with this area at around pretty close to 16 cents. So that's another area for you to keep an eye on in the short term. But yeah, dynamic reactor, keep an eye on that, 0.5, right here at about 14 0.8 cents or so. That's going to be kind of your next level to see some price action.
Yeah, awesome. It's funny that you bring that one up. By the way, OC, if you can share your screen again, I actually accidentally clicked the wrong button. So look at here. There's actually, this just came out on news updates for on TradingView, and it said Dogecoin under pressure and going to zero. So there's some fun for you. I don't see Doge going to zero anytime soon. So yeah.
Is there any like context behind that?
It says crypto analyst Mags has emerged as the harbinger of doom for Doge using a self-developed charting method. Mags identifies distinct phases in Dogecoin's historical price movements. Phase 3, according to Mags, paints a particularly bleak picture, suggesting a plummet to zero. Bluntly, the analyst says the meme coin is bearish and is about to become worthless. The prediction hinges on the cyclical nature of Doge, where brief price surges are followed by extended periods of decline. While a temporary spike to $1.70 is possible in phase 3, Mags warns investors to be very wary of fleeting optimism. So, and if actually you look at the picture that he has here, he has it going all the way up to $1.70. So I don't know.
I'm still confused right now. What just happened, and who's Mags, and when is Piper going to be on this and not Mags? And like, you know how hard it was for me to not say something snarky when you said Mags identifies as. I really want to throw something in there that just was not appropriate. And we know Cash is watching. We know Cash is watching. We got to keep it PG here, baby. All right.
Yeah, keep it PG. Be nice. Be nice. OC, what are you looking at for all the coins, bro? We got about 9 minutes. So we got one article to talk about still about Michael Saylor and his degen Bitcoin buys. So
Absolutely. I want to double down on Ondo because we're doing Piper's doing a giveaway on Ondo. So guys, you should be looking at it. So basically, we are right on top on our analysis here. Remember that we are expecting for a little bit of a pullback in here, going for the flip of the real for a possible re-entry. What's happening that my estimate bouncing, it is at the lower area right here. And where those areas come from, those are my order blocks that I already have rearranged because those order blocks were already taken, right? Remember, we went all the way up here. We bounced from it. We took the center order block, and now we also have remove the lower order blocks. So we already have those order blocks removed because we already have taken the value out of those order blocks. So let's see what is left to be taken. As you can see, all the way down here to the money flow POC dynamic reactor in trend line, there is our next big support. So we either bounce where we are right now. There you go, another one. Bounce where we are right now, but I believe that we have a little bit more downwards movement to go to my entry area, right at where we're going to be having the flip of the rear, the zero line. That is also perfectly fine. So we are building on top of a rising, moving a trend, right? So what we want to do is a healthy higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, big breakout, and then keep moving forward. So far, this is not a prediction, by the way. This is what we want to see, not a prediction. So far, we are looking for a big support right down here at somewhere around 1.25, and it's looking great because despite we have market downs, we are pretty high on prime score, and we have this zero line in here for big area of support, along with confluence with dynamic reactor trend line, and big areas of money flow and liquidity zones on your market dynamics, bro. So yeah, turning it back to you guys.
Awesome. Let's jump over to my chart, my screen, I should say, and let's talk about this article. MicroStrategies, Michael Saylor, back in the news. Excuse me, proposes $500 million convertible note offering so that he can acquire more Bitcoin. Take a look at what he's saying here. He's proposed a $500 million convertible senior note offering to acquire additional Bitcoin and for general corporate purposes. The firm, which already holds 214,400 Bitcoin, also announced a redemption of $650 million of its 2025 convertible senior notes. So he's looking to buy. Can you get off my screen? Thank you. Reject all. You've been rejected, sir. And you get off my screen too. MicroStrategy is the business intelligence firm and corporate Bitcoin holder seeking to add to that 214,000 Bitcoin there. MicroStrategy's previously proposed a $600 million one in March following the surge in its share price, subsequently purchasing an additional 9,245 Bitcoin that month for $623 million. Now he's looking to add more. So, and you guys can see the more he's added to his Bitcoin, the more the price of MicroStrategy stock has gone up. Not financial advice, but I am holding quite a bit there. So, TradeFly, OC guy, you got anything else before we head out of here for the people? What do you think about Michael Saylor buying more? What are your thoughts and feelings on MicroStrategy stock? We'll go TradeFly
Yeah,
first.
haven't looked too much at their stock, but yeah, it obviously correlates to them owning more Bitcoin. And as Bitcoin stays up in a range where it's consolidating, it makes total sense, right? So the thing is, Michael Saylor does not care about the price of Bitcoin all that much. His end state is actually how much Bitcoin can he own, and he said it outright. That's his end state.
Fact.
So it doesn't. It like look at where he's bought, and I believe him, because there's been a lot of times where he's bought at levels that we'd be like, what are you doing? Like that's it doesn't even make sense. And here he is laughing at us because Bitcoin is now sitting at what, 69 or whatever. So I mean,
pretty much its last all-time high of last cycle. It's
exactly. And like, the whole time he's buying on the way down and on the way up. So, what can we say? He is trying to own more Bitcoin than anyone else. And I don't know if he's still outpacing BlackRock or not. I know that was it seemed to be a little bit of a competition, which was kind of funny to watch. But yeah, man. Only thing I was looking at personally was Sol. I won't even get on the charts. We'll just say it's going to 143. There's a point of control and the 0.5 on the fib retracement. Oh, you did pull it up. There you go. 143. All right. I'm not in the price prediction business, but here's a price prediction. 143, or we'll call it 144 to be safe.
Yeah.
There you go. Keep an eye out for that.
At the end of the day, just dollar cost average. That's all you need to do. And if you're trading, look at those support, look at those resistance levels, set a stop loss against it. It's 50-50 if it's going up or down. It can go sideways, of course. That's like on a roulette wheel. That's your 0 and double 0, right? But if it's a 50-50 if it's going to go up or down, you look at your indicators, you add confluence, that gives you a weighted odds of going up or going down based on what you're seeing in your technical analysis. Set your stop loss, and if you're doing a 1-to-3 risk to reward ratio, you only have to be right 33% of the time to at least break even. So it's how it works.
I was looking at someone's TA yesterday on Twitter, and I'll say that I was looking at someone's TA, and it was so much of like, it could go this way or it could go that way. And here's the reason: it could go this way or it could go that way. And I'm like, well, what are you gonna do with that? Like, where's give me a level of like, where do you think price action is going to go once it breaks that way? It's cool if you want to go 50-50. I do it all the time. But like, then like, give me some kind of number of like, hey, this is an area of resistance. This is an area of support. This is a trend line. Something. What is going to happen after it goes one way or another?
I'm going to give you definitive 100% accurate TA here. You ready? Here you go. This is going to happen. There's no ands, ifs, or buts about it. Here you go, guys. Toncoin is definitely going to go to the right. Definitely. There you go.
Facts.
Yeah.
100%.
Well, that was like when I told Dave Digital,
likely.
like, hey man, you invest in USDC and you are going to make 5% annually. Period. There you go, man. Safest investment in the house.
Amy Lives Crypto, big shout out to you. I want to get you back on the show. You are doing great things over there on your channel, and your last video was fire. So hit me up. Let's get you back on the show. And then Alex O Crypto is going to be on tomorrow morning with us. We're going to have all 4 of these screens set up with Alex O in here with us, dropping some knowledge bombs. And guys, tomorrow we're giving away $100 in Ondo to our members. So if you are a member and you've clicked that join button down there before, you have been gifted by the generosity of the alumni that love to gift these memberships. Then you guys are in on that. And tomorrow I will have that list pulled up and be spinning the wheel to give away $100 in crypto of Ondo. So OC guy, Tradefly, what do you got for the people on the way out, man?
Hey, I'm gonna wish you guys a happy Friday and a good weekend again tomorrow. How about we do that?
That is a great one. OC, what do you got for us?
If you hit the like
Absolutely,
button.
guys. I have a. What is it?
I said if you hit the like button.
Absolutely, guys. Thank you so much for joining today's class. Also, a reminder that you need to click that like button so you have a great Friday. Also, if you click that like button once, Army Piper will not have to shave the next upcoming week, and you hit it twice, he's gonna grow a long hair for the next upcoming month. Is that correct, Piper?
Yes, that is correct. Correct. Absolutely. Lunar Beaches, anytime you're available to come on, we'll bring you on too, bro. You got that fiat mining job that takes place right while we're here live. So, guys, we're going to be back here tomorrow morning. Thanks for joining us today. We're about to go raid. I didn't even set it up. I got to go set that up now. We're about to go raid Randy Hipper's show. So if you guys got any enjoyment today, again, hit that like button, hit that subscribe, and get notified every time we go live here on the show. We will catch you guys here tomorrow morning, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, bringing you guys the news, the charts, and the markets, and everything you need to have knowledge, because here at the Piper Academy, knowledge is profit.
I don't know what they keep telling me. I don't know what they keep telling me. Ain't no school like Piper Academy. Ain't no school like Piper Academy. We'll keep that front line covered, even when we're dead and gone. We'll find a way to keep going, cause we gon' keep on rolling out the wheels fall low. I know you hungry for knowledge, that's profit appetite. Classes in session, this for the Army Piper acolytes. Trade flag at the soul, train ready. What a line from OCI, from a Mexican spaghetti. Yo, crunch crypto with a deep dive to reject dime. And if you like the visual powered by Chart Prime, then you will part of that alumni, that's all spine. But if you have step, fall back to offline. We'll keep that front line covered, even when we're dead and gone. We'll find a way to keep going, cause we gon' keep on rolling out the wheels fall low. Sound off.
To get rhythm, the ZTS rhythm. Rip it, Alexandra.
Yeah, that's my alumni, you know what I mean?
That was awesome, dude!